Hey guys, I'm gonna try to make a video today. Give Marissa a break a little bit so she can catch up on things. She stays so busy all the time. You know, sorry we haven't been able to get to the comments. She won't allow me to do them by myself. And out of all of her family, she's the only one with a car. And so whenever somebody needs something, go to the doctor, do this, do that, you know, she's the one that does it. That's why she stays so busy all the time, trying to help her family out. You don't blame her for that. So she don't have a lot of extra time. Maybe me doing this will give her a little bit of break. You know, I'll talk a little bit about, a lot of people have asked us what inspired us to move to the Philippines. What made us make our final decision. Of course, her family's here, so that's one of the big reasons. But, you know, after we got married, she came to the U.S. for 11 years. And in 2008, you know, when the housing boom bubble burst, you know, corporate downsizing, I lost my job. And by then I was 2008, getting up in age. And so we stayed there and had some retirement funds and bought a house and, you know, fixed up a little bit and, you know, sold that one and moved somewhere else. But gradually over 11 years, I was getting older and harder to find work. I mean, I was doing remodels and stuff like that, part-time, staying busy part of the time. And then we moved up to Vallejo and she got a job. And so, you know, we're struggling financially. A lot of pressure there. And, you know, we started talking about moving to the Philippines. You know, we discussed it and go, well, yeah, maybe next year, this and that. It kept going. Finally, we made her family found a lot here in this, where we're at right now. And we made a commitment to buy it, you know, so that was getting our foot in the door. And so we kept thinking about it. You know, I came over here 4 times before we ever moved here when I was waiting for her to get her visa. And the last time I came, I picked her up and took her to the U.S. But, you know, I came here and in the airport, standing in line, a long line of people putting their luggage in a scanner to be x-rayed. You know, I was in that line probably 45 minutes, finally made my way up towards the scanner. And this American couple in their 30s or so just came out of nowhere, got in front of everybody, put their luggage in the scanner, jumped to the front of the line and went through. Nobody said anything to them. And I thought, man, you know, that kind of arrogance, and I don't ever want to be like that. I hope I'm never like that. And that kind of stuck with me. So when we decided to move here, you know, that was one of the things I was thinking about, how to conduct myself. I knew a little bit about the Philippines, but it was kind of a Pollyanna view. You know, you only see the good things. And, you know, there's a lot of good things here. It's very good. We're very happy here. But see the little kids walking to school, little girls holding hands, little boys got their arm around each other's shoulders, you know. Oh, man, it's like 1950s. Very cute. Excuse me. You know, I kind of had that view of the Philippines because I didn't know. Her family were wonderful. Her family, being the way they are, was probably a major factor in making a decision to move here. I knew somebody in the U.S. that had married a Filipino, and he was real happy. She was a very nice woman. And he goes, yeah, it's great. I asked him how it was. Yeah, great. You know, if you don't mind helping the family out. I had no problems with that. So, you know, so I knew a little bit about the customs and everything here before we moved here. You know, some of you viewers probably heard some of this already, but we got a lot of new viewers and I want to kind of refresh them a little bit. So, unbeknownst to me, after we bought that lot, that was the commitment that, yeah, we're going to go. And Marissa started using her check to send here, and her family started this house for us. It wasn't this big. We did this addition a year or two ago, but it was, it actually went from right here that way, so it was a lot smaller. And I was under the impression when we were going to move here that we were going to rent. A big surprise to me when we finally did come and came here. I thought this was the house we're going to rent. And looking around, it was built, but it wasn't near finished. There was no counters in here. There was no cabinets. There was no flooring. The only room complete really was our bedroom that had a AC and a TV. And then, of course, we had the recliner in there. I had to have a recliner because when I was here before, all the wooden furniture, I'd stay 10 days at a time. I never was comfortable. The foam beds and the wooden furniture. So I said, if we move there, I'm going to have a comfortable chair and a regular mattress. And so the little bit of money that we did have, that's what we used to buy that stuff. And her sister, Maribel, and her family were a big help to us. They basically cleared this lot and hired some workers to build that house. And actually, it's the same guys that did the extension for us because they're family friends. And so that was our deciding factor of moving here. All of those things are her family and my Pollyanna view of the Philippines. And it's still a good place. The people here are great. Majority very friendly, very welcoming. There's the other side of that coin here also somewhat, but there is everywhere. But I wanted to come here with the right attitude, and this was all, to me, I looked at it as a learning experience. It's very easy to come here and all of a sudden go, well, this is not what I'm used to. It should be like this. And that's a mistake a lot of people make. And, I fell into that trap too at first when we got here. But I had to really consider my comments to people and the way I looked at things. And it's a learning process. And so I realized the challenge here to get comfortable was a challenge on me. It was my responsibility. To so when we were coming here, I knew it was going to be my responsibility to adapt to a new environment, new customs. It's not that easy to do. You're pretty set in your ways. I had a triple bypass in 2016, and in 2018 we moved here. So I was feeling pretty good. I was in pretty good shape. I was 71, getting ready to turn 72. We've been here 8 years. I was looking forward to some brand new experience, man, that I really didn't have any idea how it was going to turn out. We moved here. We didn't. We spent most of the extra money we had on buying furniture, and then when we got here, we had to finish the house. We had to put these cabinets in. We had to get furniture, put flooring on. I mean, everything. It was just a shell, really. Change out the windows. And the first 6 months we were here, we didn't even have a car, transportation, not even a motorcycle. So we had to walk a mile down our road, dirt road, a mile down the dirt road to the highway, catch a tricycle, and take a tricycle downtown and shop at the Grand Mall there. We didn't go to Tagum or anything. Shop at the Grand Mall there and get what we could. I probably lived on, for 6 months, lived on a little can of baked beans and potato chips. Not much else, man. I never really took much of a liking to the Filipino dishes, and a lot of guys love them, but everybody's got their own taste. And some of them I did. Her sister, they're all good cooks. So some of the soups they made, and other things like that. It was good, but so we didn't even have a car. We couldn't. We couldn't even go to tag them to the big supermarkets. You know, like it was 6 months later, we were able to get one of those little multi-cabs. I think I saw my knees hit the dashboard when I was driving it. So it's kind of hard to push the clutch in and hit the brake, and but we made do with that. And finally we got to go to tag them. And realized in some of the bigger, like G-Mall there and some of the other stores, there were some American products that we could get, and then we kind of evolved from that, so knew what was available and what we could get then. And started, you know, being able to make food that I was used to. But yeah, so it was a struggle. We still needed to finish the house, and we didn't really go anywhere. We just stayed here and saved. This was before Marissa even had the YouTube channel, and saved every penny we could, making payments on a multi-cab and saving enough to get cabinets and so forth and so on. And it was like 2 or 3 years before we ever had any breathing room where we could actually go someplace. But we got in the mode of saving, and that's just what we kind of continue to do. Much as we can, though we do like to travel. Yeah, and then started realizing, you know, not everybody here is a big fan of foreigners, just like every country. So you got to kind of take the good with the bad, and still I was working on my response to things that have changed. And it was a challenge to me to grow as an individual, accept things the way they were, because they weren't going to change for me. And I had to remind myself of that all the time, that, you know, it was sort of a new environment, new people, new customs, everything. But things worked out good. We have no regrets at all moving here. We found our little piece of paradise here. You know, there's sometimes we have issues, like this guy the other day tried to run me over out there in front of the house. But that's to be expected. I mean, it could happen anywhere, in any country. You know, this country welcomes foreigners, but you got to live by their standards. You can't make it uncomfortable for their citizens. And you know, if you really think about it, it's the way it is and should be in every country. Protect their citizens. So you got to keep that in mind. Be a good neighbor and a good representative of being a foreigner. Yeah, so no regrets moving here. You know, it's probably the only regret I have is we didn't move here sooner, I think. You know, things always, they aren't always what they appear to be at first glance. So you have to kind of keep an open mind. Assume the responsibility of becoming a better person here. I mean, that's basically the way I felt. Yeah, and it was a big commitment moving here. And, you know, when we moved here, I knew we weren't going to go back. No matter what, we're going to make it here. So we sold everything. And once you do that, you get here, it's very difficult to, if you don't like it, to go back. You know, that's a tough thing for guys, a lot of guys that get here. If they've liquidated everything, sold everything, come here and get scammed. And there are scammers here. There's scammers everywhere. Yeah, scammers all the time in the U.S. calling, pretending they're the IRS, wanting you to send them money. Sorry, I got this cough. And so it's not any different than anywhere else. You can't blame it on the country. You can't blame it on the culture. It's just people being people. You know, some good, some bad, some ugly. You know, that's the way it is everywhere around the world. But yeah, we don't have any regrets moving here. Yeah, I think, like I said before, one of the big factors why we're so happy here is her family's here and the way they are. You know, you've seen how they are. They're a very loving family. You've seen how they are on the videos, and that makes a big difference. Big difference, you know. So, you know, I like to help them out when we can, when we're able to. They never ask for nothing, and almost always have to force them to, you know, let us help them. They're very proud, very hard workers, very proud. They did a good job raising those 6 kids. So, yeah, that's why it worked out for us. A lot of different factors, you know, her family, and realizing that I had to adjust an attitude, take an attitude adjustment when we got here. Be a good citizen, not a citizen, but be a good resident. So, you know, I came here on the Balikbayan visa. If you're married to a Filipino, you come here on that Balikbayan visa, and extended it for up to 3 years. So 3 years I extended it, and then at the end of that time, applied for the permanent resident visa. And so that's good for 5 years. Matter of fact, I got to renew mine here the first of the year. So that all worked out good. Just mind your manners here. That's what I would say. And it can be a wonderful place to live. It turned out great for us. And I know some people don't adjust to it. And that's fine. But we made the decision that there was no going back for us. We were going to stay here and make a go of it, and we did, and it was tough at times, but hung in there. I hope that helps some of you guys that are trying to make the decision whether to go or not. I don't know if I confused you, or hopefully I cleared some things up, but hope it helps.
So,
Whoops.
Dennis made a video without me.
Oops.
I was just trying to take a nap, guys, because I got a little tired, but I got out here and he's making a video. Though we really kind of talk about lately that, oh, you need to make another vlog, because there were just so many viewers asking him some questions about the Philippines, about moving here. So is that what you talked about?
Well, I talked about what was a deciding factor of us to move here.
Yeah.
And do we have any regrets living here?
Oh.
But you know, I got this cough, man. It was kind of interfering with with the video. I don't know what's causing this cough. I think it's allergies.
Yeah, you're having allergies. That's why he couldn't sleep last night, because of the cough.
Yeah, right.
You need to take some allergy pill, honey.
Yeah, so you need to review the video and see if it's too embarrassing to release.
No, well, I'll release it as long as you didn't talk behind my back, did you?
No.
Oh, that's good.
I never say anything bad about you.
Oh, that's good. Did you ever say anything bad about me?
No, I never have.
I mean, talk behind my back to anybody
I don't
else.
talk behind people's back. I tell them to their face if I have an issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But
very
no,
good. That's
yeah.
the kind of person is very good. And that's why I'm lucky that I have you. I feel like I have a lot of confidence about you. Like, I'm safe with you. Like, whatever, you know, between us stays between us.
Yeah, that's
like,
good. That's good. You
know?
should feel that way.
Yeah, because I don't want to go out there and then knowing do I have to worry about my husband talking behind my back?
No. No, you don't.
Yeah. Well, I usually don't talk behind your back. I mean, when
Usually?
when I do, it's not a bad thing, you know. It's just
I don't have anything bad to say about you, baby, to anybody. I didn't have any.
Anybody can have a bad things to say. Anybody have a little dark side in them. So.
Do you have dark side?
You don't know that? Well, I'm glad you made a video, honey, about life in the Philippines and why we moved here. Is that what you talked about?
Yeah, that's kind of what I talked about. I hope I didn't ramble too much. Hope they could understand what I was saying, but
yeah. Yeah, well, I'll just cut out the part that you were coughing bad.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying to me, like, oh, I made a video, and then he was just coughing.
I couldn't stop coughing.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I just wanted to add about moving to the Philippines. It didn't just come suddenly.
No.
It was years. It took years of back and forth until, the last 2 or 3 months that we just wanted to move here because we felt like we didn't have a choice.
Burnout in the U.S. Yeah, I was 71, man. Nobody was going to give me a job.
Yeah, and I feel like our situation there, one of it is financially not really good. We were so stressed out, and I could go to work just making a minimum wage, and the rent in California is very expensive. And do I have to get a double job? And what kind of life are we gonna have?
Yeah.
So you're gonna stay at home while I work double job so we can make it, and we're not gonna have time together. I'd be coming home so tired, sleeping, wake up and go to work again, and
We have a much better life here. We get to spend more time together.
Yeah.
And financially we're better off
Okay,
here.
it's not always perfect. Anywhere you are, you have to do everything you can
Make your
to
own paradise.
make it perfect as much as possible. But there's always cons about being here. But for us, there's most of it are pros.
Yeah, definitely.
Instead of cons.
Definitely. I mean, I feel safer here than I do in the United States right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I like living in the US. That's the truth, guys. That's why I wanted to I wanted to become a US citizen because I feel like I like living in that country, and it's just that the situation that we had is really we had no choice but to
we did travel all over the US. After the corporate downsizing, I drove truck I wasn't a truck driver, but I drove truck for a year and a half.
Yeah.
And all over the U.S. And so she came with me, and we got to see a lot of different states, almost every state except on the East Coast. And that was interesting. Of course, you never had time to stop and enjoy it, but
But we're able to see some good scenery.
So that's what I miss most about the U.S. is the diverse landscapes, desert, beach, mountains. Here it's pretty much all the same.
Yeah, going to Oregon was very nice drive there. Washington,
down the Oregon and Washington coast. Yeah, that was good.
My favorite time is spring, where you can see all these flowers, and the fall, where the leaves of the trees change, and they look so beautiful, and I love it. I always take pictures, and
but it just got too hard to maintain there.
Yeah.
And so best thing we did was come to the Philippines.
Yeah, we weren't sure even if we're gonna like it here together, especially for Dennis. But even if we would not like it, or he would not like it, there's not much choice, because there's no way for us to go back there. We sold everything. We got rid of all the things we had, because if we would have rented a storage, then we're gonna keep paying it, because in case we don't like it there, then we have to come back. We don't have that kind of options, because we didn't have a lot of money, and so we just sold everything, just moved here with little bit of money.
Shipped a few belly buy-on boxes here.
Oh yeah.
So I had my tools and a few other things, but basically sold everything.
Yeah, we had to send about 2 or 3 boxes here for like few of Dennis tools, and so many tools that he had to get rid of. Everything else, we had somebody came to pick it up for a very small amount.
Yeah, that's why when some need medical care or something, not everybody, but a lot of people are going, go back to the U.S. There's no going back to the U.S. I mean, the cost of a plane fare there, plus,
the place to stay.
Food, it's
transportation.
It's prohibitive. I mean, and medical care here is fine. The facilities and the equipment might not be as good as the U.S., but they still work. And medical care here is fine. I've been in a hospital twice here.
Yeah.
And they took very good care of me.
And he went to the doctor many times, and you know it was all right. You can do walk-ins, although you have some schedule sometimes, but you can basically do walk-ins here.
Yeah, and you know, they'll take cash, no problem. In the U.S., I couldn't even find a doctor that would accept Medicare, let alone pay cash. If you don't have some kind of insurance, they won't even talk to you. But a lot of them wouldn't even take you if you just had Medicare.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
So that's one of the things that we had a hard time also being there, because everything seems so tough unless you have a job that's paying good money, or you have plenty of money and
Plenty of insurance.
Yeah, but if you don't, you're just gonna keep working paycheck to paycheck, and there's nothing left. You can't even save at all.
Yeah.
It seems like every day you have this fear of, am I gonna lose this place that I'm living on? Is the bank gonna take it, or whatever? You know, you're always afraid of something because of the financial. So
well, I made good money when I was working, but when the bubble burst on the housing market, my marriage at the time burst also. So the divorce was not very beneficial to me.
Yeah, it's very tough unless you are making a whole bunch of money there, and or else you have an inheritance that you don't have to worry about working 2 jobs.
Trust fund kid or something like that.
Yeah.
No.
So I mean, here we are okay here. So,
there's good doctors here. There's just not very many of them.
Yeah.
You know, because they go elsewhere to make more money.
Yeah.
So they take on a lot of patients, and their caseload is very heavy, and you have to wait a while to get in to see them.
Right.
Now, I have a good cardiologist here. He's very smart guy. But you know, he's got a lot of patients, man.
Yeah. Too many patients and lack of doctors.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But you're still gonna be able to see doctors if you need them. There's all kinds of, there's cardiologists, nephrologists, internal medicine, whatever.
You can walk in.
Yeah, do walk in. And then if ever the doctor is not capable of solving your problem, they will recommend you to this doctor. Oh, go to this particular doctor at this place.
They'll refer you.
Refer you.
Yeah.
So anyway, why did I join your vlog? It's supposed to be your vlog.
Well, just to see if it is actually a vlog.
Well, good job, honey. Thank you for making a vlog. Anyway, guys, that's it for the Chica Chica. Thank you so much, guys, for always watching our videos. We really appreciate all your nice comments. And, sorry we have not been able to answer the comments, but soon, we are going to respond to it when we have time together. So hopefully you are still going to stay with us, and thank you for your understanding and patience. Thank you guys for watching today's video, and we will see you again soon.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.